Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to first start off by saying that I am extremely grateful to be here, to for being here, and I want to switch things up a little bit, guys. It's been a long time, a long time, but I want to go ahead and start today with a very important segment. It's a segment that we haven't had for a little while, but I'd like to start by giving you a glimpse of the weather and what to expect. Please hold.
Thanks, Dark. Dirt McGirt here. God damn, did you get into fucking red bugs? You little bit. Fuck, you gotta get into. Sorry about that. My drone apparently has gotten into red bugs. See, when you have a biological drone, this is what happens. They have a little remote with them. Yes, she did get into red bugs. And yes, she will be getting a bath. On to the weather. Quite nice. Back to you.
My bad, still muted. Well, goddamn. Damn, Kurt 24. I'll check in just a sec. Dirt McGirt, welcome back, my brother. Thank you for your weather segment. It's great to see your face, and it's great to see that you're playing with remotes that can send electric impulses to um, make things happen. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Dirt, great to have you back. Appreciate that. Man, I should actually take the audio of like a burp like that, and like every time like anybody like donates, I'll just do like a big ass like belch, you know. Okay, so first off, I want to honor Ron Wayne, who was first in the chat today. So congratulations, Senior Ron Wayne. Chanamemba, Chanamemba, Chanamemba. And of course, Kurt 24 is right behind him saying, congratulations on being first, aka I have been sitting here watching the number one spot, letting somebody else jump in there. So congrats to you. So Ron Wayne, you sir deserve one crisp thumbs up. Appreciate you jumping in here right away, indicating that you, sir, have nothing else to do with your. I'm just kidding. You're awesome. So Ron Wayne, Chinamemba, Kurt 24, Chinamemba. We got Robert Ribbit Harrison, Chinamemba, Chinamemba. Look at all these green names. I love this. I love this. We got Knight Custom Builds. Congratulations on your recent success with your YouTube channel. Both Ron Wayne and Knight Custom Builds. We got some YouTubers up in the YouTubes. So let's make sure we show them all some love. Who else we got up in here? We got. So Kurt 24 said he already sent me PP Love with I don't know if you guys know this, but PP Love is not what you think it is. It's actually a PayPal donation. So thank you. I'll pull that up and check. I appreciate you, my brother. Today was a hard day. Today was a tough day. Today is a shitty day. But I'm so grateful to be here, and I may share why later. But T for Tejas, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Chanamemba, my man. Good to see you. Who else we got up in here? Hold on. All these Chanamembas. So Knight, Kurt, that's Brown Wayne, Mike McClune, Chanamemba. What's up, brother? Who else we got? You would think that they would like give you just like a list of channel members, so you can be like, oh, click like this person. No, they don't do that. And if you're a channel member and you're not like chatting, like I won't know, T. Tejas, we already said what up. Hold on. Starting at 10:10, WTF? Yeah, I moved it to 10 o'clock, y'all. Got held up a few minutes, but R.I.P. Dimebag. Hold on, it's Dimebag Daryl's birthday? Damn, that was Dimebag Daryl was what, Pantera, right? ADXR920, Chenamemba. And who else we got here? I just want to make sure we don't miss anybody. Oh, snap! Safety Harbor. We got Safety Harbor. You could see the harbor from the second floor. All right, who else we got up in here? Just making sure I don't miss anybody, man. It's important to me to acknowledge all y'all. And we got UAV Hero, who quite possibly has the cleanest effing prints. I swear to God, he is like injection molding this shit. Rusty Shackelford, what's up, brother? Another Chenamemba. Oh, y'all get the love first. Evan Budzinski, Chenamemba. And we make sure respect. All right, now we got our honorable mentions. We got Dirt McGirt, we got Sport Brand, we got JC9, we got Flying Rich, we got Ishnifis, we got Senior Bub, we got oh snap. Okay. So I see what's going on here. So you guys may not know this, but if you guys have a channel member like anniversary, you can send a super chat for free, right? It's like a free super chat. And I can't see them. StreamYard doesn't see them. But I happen to have my phone right here. It's just chilling right here with the stream going. And boom, UAV Hero says, damn, okay. So UAV Hero, member for 4 months, Blue Chemlight Battalion. And Kurt 24, member for 6 months, says glowies. And I think he just says free. Damn, 6 months, my brother. Thank you, man. You're fucking awesome, dog. All you guys, man. I appreciate all y'all, man. Hell yeah. Senior Bob, we got Craig Licka. What's up, brother? Gordon, damn, bro. Where you been at, dog? I haven't seen you in a minute. Paul Bald, what up? Too many choices with his 40, his problem solver. Sport Brand, what up to you, my man? Who else we got? I saw a bunch of mofos up in here. We're starting off the stream with 40 people in here, man. Great to have a little band of bandits. Bending Ballistics, what's up, brother? Atom Bomb, what's up, man? Atom Bomb. Safety Harbor Firearms, of course, give him a shout out. And Misty Miss Wayne. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I'm like focused on, I'm balls deep in this. Osgood, Toy Town. And Toy Town is 5 days into the Rona. So, bro, I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're getting healthier. Who else? Sorry, I just want to make sure I acknowledge all y'all fools, man. Y'all are why does this I want to ride? And yeah, all right, now it's getting awkward. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it moving. So all y'all, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate all y'all. And damn, Kurt 24, remember for 6 months, man. That's what's up. All right, so let's see what Kurt 24 was talking about. He said, I sent you a PP love. So let's do that. It's honestly, it's dope that so for a long time, a very long time, everybody was, damn, Kurt 24 just sent me $20, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. Don't feel obligated to do this, okay? But I am very grateful for this, and I will, of course, put it back into the channel. And I'm also going through a bunch of personal bullshit, so that'll help too. Dark, what did you have for dinner? I actually had barbecue. We did some grilling. I actually had dinner with my family tonight, which you would think is normal, but I'm not going through a normal time in my life right now. So it was good to have dinner with the family. Another honorable mention, we got Detective John Kimball. We also got Tech Money, salute. And Chuck Norris Gun Club. What's up, brother? Okay, so I got a very interesting guest. You guys may have heard of him before. I've shouted him out on the stream a whole bunch of times because not only has he, shown some love to the channel, but he's also made some contributions to the channel in the Kydex department. You guys, I know y'all have seen the blue glowy Glock 19 rig with a, it takes a Glock 19 and a side cart, right? But the dope thing about this is he left the trigger guard portion open there, so I can actually use this to rock a factory Glock or a P80, because y'all know P80s have that like crazy double undercut trigger. So yeah, this is dope because, man, if you guys know how difficult it is to find holsters that work for Glocks and P80s, I can literally use this for 3D printed frames, for P80s, for the Lone Wolf frame, for factory frames. I actually got a factory frame that's like super like got a grip job on it and a bunch of like craziness, and it fits that shit too. It fits everything. So he's done an awesome job, and it's super comfortable to rock. I actually carry this shit with a Magpul 21 rounder in there, and it probably sticks out to there, but I can pull it off. You'll also see in the past I've showed you guys the little Kydex pocket holsters, which are dope. They catch on the corner of your pocket just like traditional leather pocket holsters. But very recently, he had sent me something special. I said to the Sickest Nick, I was like, bro, you know what? I want a Deadpool holster. So he said, okay, I'm going to make you a Deadpool holster with Deadpool on unicorns wielding two swords, just floating around this beautiful sky blue Kydex. Like, dude, that it's nuts, man. Like, it's got the white carbon fiber behind it, super clean, dude. And I mean, he's getting better and better and better. And got to show some love and support. So sorry. So now I'll actually take this time to shut the fuck up, and I'll introduce him. So you guys will all be able to see the Sickest Nick, Sick Nick. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Dude, it's going well, man. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah. I lucked out on that holster, finding that piece of Kydex. I just stumbled across it one day. I was like, yeah, I picked that up.
Dude, I've only seen it one time. Oh, shit, K-Sizzle, what's up, brother? Another channel member. Thank you for coming in, man. Yeah, dude, I actually, after you sent it to me, I came across one piece. It was like literally one piece of like maybe 9 by 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's the only other time I've seen it. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that this is like remarkably unique to have.
I found it on clearance, and I found a piece of this Stormtrooper Kydex too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I snagged them up. I should have bought more, but I don't know. You don't want to sit on 20 sheets of Kydex that you're not going to use. So
yeah,
my mistake.
I got I kind of recently found a resource for Kydex where they will actually take any picture that you upload. They'll put that on Kydex.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and they also do like that's I found the Deadpool one there, and they got a whole bunch of crazy looking Star Wars stuff and a bunch of different sizes. But anyway, take a moment, let everyone know kind of who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
So my name's Nick. I tinker. I'm like a third generation tinkerer, mad scientist, evil genius. I can't help myself. So everything you see you can buy, like I can make that myself. I started making holsters just while we're on the topic of holsters because I wanted to try pocket carrying. And there's a bunch of companies that make decent holsters, but you spend $50-$60 on a holster and then realize that, that style of carry doesn't work for you or your gun or whatever. And so then you've got $50 essentially down the drain. Unless you've got a friend that has that holster and wants to borrow it or buy it from you, then what are you going to do with the holster? So I figured I could do it myself. So I started tinkering with it, and I realized I kind of enjoyed it. I think holster making has got a real low, learning curve. And then after that, No. So low learning curve, and then you can get into it, and after that it's finesse. But so that's how I got into holsters. But I just bought a piece of junk pickup truck that I've been working on. That I like prior to that, I hate working on cars. Like I'm going to teach myself how to do this, and I'm not going to hate it anymore.
Yeah.
So I can't leave well enough alone. I built guns, I built holsters, I built cars. Well, I haven't built cars, but I'm tinkering with them. And that's the kind of guy I am. I'm an electrician by trade. I like to work with my hands and screw around with stuff. And if it works, well, if I can't make it work better, then I'll break it trying.
Oh yeah. And what actually? And they can find you on Instagram, right?
Instagram,
do you have YouTube as well?
I have Instagram, YouTube, and Odyssey. So Instagram is _sickest_Nick. YouTube is the sickest Nick without the underscores, and then I'm on Odyssey, and it's just Sick Nick. I had a YouTube channel for a long time that was firearms related. I don't have that anymore. All the content that I ever uploaded to that is on Odyssey, and any firearm stuff from now on is going to be on Odyssey. You can't get rid of me there, guys.
Did they like kill your channel?
No, I accidentally killed my own channel.
Dang.
Yeah. So like my YouTube experience, I make a channel and then screw with it and then get bored and stop. And so I had 3 different YouTube channels, and I would use like 2 of them to watch my other videos. And I realized, that's kind of dishonest. So I was trying to clean up my YouTube life, and I deleted my own channel by mistake.
Wow.
Totally my fault. I was a little bit less upset though, like I said, because everything's backed up on Odyssey. And from here going forward, any of the gun stuff I'm going to release, I'll put up there where I'm not censored anyway. You can actually build a Polymer 80 on Odyssey, and no one's going to take your video down.
That's true.
Because it's on the blockchain, baby.
Yeah. I actually
on YouTube. So that stupid truck I bought, I've got some videos about that on there. Eventually I'm gonna shoot a couple holster making videos and throw them on. I almost filmed making that Deadpool rig for you, but that's
really?
I had one piece of Kydex, so if I screwed it up, I was screwed, and that was the first time. Not the first time. I've only made a couple of those with the sidecars. Obviously, it's not the first time. You've got the other one.
Yeah.
But I haven't done a ton of those, so I wanted to show something that I was competent with, and like I said, with one piece of Deadpool Kydex, if I screwed it up because I was worried about getting the shot, then I would be pissed at myself.
Yeah. We did a great job, man. It's comfortable. I'll tell you, man. I can wear this, and after a while, maybe it's because it's like I'm rocking a big ass 19 and a big backup mag. After a while, it's like it's not like extremely comfortable, but it's probably because it's like 3 times the size as this, right?
Right.
The 43X in this thing is super comfortable. It is almost as comfortable as the JM4, which is it's hard, dude. It's hard to get anywhere close to the comfort of this. This is like the closest thing to not carrying a firearm, but still having access to a firearm because it's so low that it the grip protrudes just enough to be able to draw it still.
There's something choice about having leather against your skin too. Before I started building my own holsters, I was big into I've tried all kind of different holsters. I've been concealed carrying for years, but short story getting longer, I carried for a long time in a hidden hybrid holster. They've got that suede on the back that just it's so buttery soft. Like Kydex is great because you can sweat in it all you want and not ruin it. But and I don't know about JM4, but I got to imagine it's the same way. You get that soft leather against your skin, and there's no hot spots or wear points. It's nice.
Yeah, they've done a good job. I highly recommend them. But it's also it's different, right? So I'm a weirdo where I can one day carry appendix inside the waistband, and then with Kydex, and the next day carry strong side, 330 with leather. As long as I I psychologically keep reminding myself, like, I'm carrying this gun here, I'm carrying this gun here, but I'll switch stuff up all the time. The only thing I don't like love doing is because I've probably like thousands and thousands of times I've practiced drawing and just firing. I wouldn't want to switch to something with a manual safety because like
Sure.
I'd probably like just out of like instinct be like draw, click, oh shit, you know,
Right.
and or no click, you know.
Yeah, right. I carried with a manual safety a couple times. No, let's see. When I was getting into carrying, I tried a couple different guns with the manual safety. And if you're on it, if you practice with it every day, I think you can overcome that muscle memory. But yeah, you get into any striker fired gun or like a double action revolver. I think you do work that out of your memory, and I agree with you. But I'm like you, man. I like to carry different things different ways. Just like, I don't know, variety is the spice of life, right? So today I carried my Glock 26 in front pocket in my pocket holster.
Okay.
I did some yard work. I did some driving around, and then when I got home, I changed clothes, and then I put the same 26 on in an appendix holster. But yeah, tomorrow I go to church. I might be wearing my 19 4 o'clock just because why not?
Nice. Now, was it in one of the pocket holsters like this that you made?
It sure was. It's this one right here.
Nice. So literally almost exactly the same.
Just about. I tried for a while. Well, so the 43 holster that I showed you, I just stuck a hook on there, and I'm trying this design because I don't know. So I tried using less Kydex. That's an 8x8 sheet, and I can get that to hook on the pocket. The idea with this one was both to hook on the pocket, but then also to flatten out the look of whatever's in your pocket. So like,
yeah, the shaping right there.
Yeah. So the little holster in the pistol in it, like it's very gun shaped, and I don't know how many people are looking at dude's pockets, but like if you were looking for somebody carrying a gun, like it's pretty obviously gun shaped. So you add that extra Kydex, and it does a little bit more to square the piece of junk in your pocket.
You know, it's kind of funny that you bring that up because so often, like I carried for years with because I was wearing like a suit for work. I was carrying a 380 in my pocket in a pocket holster with a backup magazine on my left side, and I would usually carry a bag gun. So like I'd have like a full size Glock, in a bag. Like I could fight my way to if I needed, because I still feel kind of underpowered with a with just a little 380. But
sure.
I ended up in a situation where I was a witness to something that happened, and I had a conversation with a police officer, and then because the conversation continued and whatnot, and I had to give them my ID, I was like, look, I just want to let you know, I have my permit and I have my my handgun. It's in my right pocket. She was like, yeah, I know, I could tell. I was like, wow, shit. Yeah. So like you knew, which honestly was kind of dope because she didn't just start fucking with me right away. She wasn't like, what's that? Don't move. Like, put your hands up. She was just like, yeah, you got a gun. Cool. No big deal.
That's awesome.
Which is why I really admire the way that you designed this holster, because I've not seen any other one. You don't see many Kydex pocket holsters. Two, having the hardware there fastened on that like fin just adds like that the shape of it. It just kind of it I don't know how to describe it. It like it works at kind of stretching the material kind of to not look as gunny,
Right, exactly. And the fin, the bolt-on fin was kind of an outgrowth of me being cheap too. I tried making the same holster with a full 12x12 sheet of Kydex, and it doesn't look as good as this, and B, it was a lot more wasteful. So it was a happy, not mistake, but I was trying to cut corners and it worked out.
Oh yeah. Ergonomics. Yes, that is correct. And yes, Craig Licker says, yeah, after I put my first primary arms prism on his rifle, I imagine. I haven't put anything else on a rifle since. Yes, I too am rocking the 1X Cyclops Primary Arms Prism on my 10.3-inch Franken build, and that shit is a beast. I highly recommend it. And Primary Arms recently came out with their micro red dot that I'm gonna grab as well. They're $200. They're $199. They're built like tanks, man. They're just like their other optics. And a lot of you guys out there know that I recently was reached out to by a company that's familiar to like 3D printers and airsofters, which is Fiaki. They do more budget, very, very budget items. And they came out with a red dot that's like $75. Dude, this shit's like a tank. I'm blown away, and I'm going to test and just beat the ever-loving dog shit out of it, and be able to kind of show people like, hey, is it worth it to get this $75 optic, especially when you can get a Primary Arms, T1 micro clone for like $89 or whatever it is. So it's cool. But yeah, so you mentioned what got you into making holsters, but do you make anything for like for blades, like for knives and shit like that too?
No, I'm a knife guy. I like playing with knives, but I haven't delved into the realm of sheaths or anything yet. I thought about it. I don't have a rivet set. There's my excuse. I haven't done any sheaths. I think you could put together a sheath with Chicago screws, but it would be redundant because why would you ever take it apart? So you've got expense in hardware. I should delve into that realm. That's a deficiency of mine, but I haven't done it yet.
I think it'd be cool. If I'm not sure how easy like the eyelet, or do they punch on like rivets, or how does it work?
Yes, I have played with a rivet set. Is it called a rivet set, an eyelet set, whatever they're called? The one I played with was like a big, like you had a handle that you pulled down and it pressed the two pieces together. It was really simple. Yeah. They're hard to find. I found them online. They're expensive. I have not found one locally, like Lowe's, Home Depot doesn't sell them. I imagine, I'm not trying to think if Harbor Freight has one or not, but I don't think, you get what you pay for when you go there.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know.
Hell yeah. What have you made
yet? What's that?
What would you say?
I said I just haven't gone down that road yet.
Yeah. You think you will?
Yeah, eventually. So one thing that I haven't cracked the nut on either is so like in the concealed carry world, there's maybe like a dozen guns that people carry generally. There's Glocks, there's P320s, P365s, that kind of stuff. Like while there's hundreds of guns, it seems like the things that people gravitate towards to carry it's a small list. When you get into knives, I don't know. Like, are there 500 different types of knives that people would want to sheath for, or is there only 10? And like,
yeah,
I don't need an excuse to buy more knives, but the money's only so far, and then you've got a bucket full of knives that you're making sheaths out of. So as far as like taking orders from people, like, yeah, I'd like to make knife sheaths. I think it would be a fun addition. Heck, if you can make a holster, I think making a sheath would be easier. But as far as taking orders from people, like, I don't know, I want this whatever Cold Steel Recon 1. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have one of those yet, but I'll go buy one. It's kind of like buying blue guns. At the beginning of it, you're buying a blue gun for every holster you build, but then by the time you've made 50 holsters, you keep reusing the same prop.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's the same way with knives.
I think it's a little different because there's I think one of the things in the firearm world that we look for is, we look for validity in what we carry, and for as far as like reliability, functionality, accessibility of parts, and all that shit. So I think so many people are like, all right, I'm going to carry a Glock 19, a Glock 43X, a Glock 48, and of course, like there's a 17 and 26 and 43, and I'm going to carry a Glock, or I'm going to carry a Sig P365 or 320, or I'm going to pocket carry a Keltec P3AT or a Ruger LCP, or there's. I'd agree that it's kind of like a smaller list of, and I may be missing some. I mean, shit, there's so many guns out there that are, trustworthy for carry. And sometimes, like, I'll throw a 19X or a P80 or something like that in like one of these holsters, and and a lot of people don't carry 80%ers, but I do. I have no problem carrying the 80s that I build. I think when you build them correctly, it's just as good as anything else. And John Crump Live, what's up, brother? He says, I carry a High Point C9. Hey. I know that's not true. You carry a 43X. But for knives, there's a much longer list of good, reliable, trustworthy shit that's made of really good, high-quality steel, or even like the cheaper 440C stuff. It's still functional, so because you have the tools to work with Kydex and, do what you do to shape and all, like, dude, it's so smooth. Like, you did an excellent job on this.
I take pride in that. I have bought $70 or $80 holsters from reputable companies that aren't smooth like that. And like,
yeah,
I understand that you've got a lot more volume than me, but come on, man, just like buff out the edge. It doesn't take too much more time.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But
faults in mine too, so I'm not trying to be too high-horsed about it. But you can.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything small batch, what you want to say, whatever you want to say,
handmade, bespoke.
Yeah, bespoke. Anything like that, there's always going to be some possibility for some slight errors, but sure. That's just that's the love in there. But one thing you may want to tinker with that I think you could find a really good market there is for Kydex. You could take with the same tools that you're using to shape and mold and do your Kydex. You could get like chunks of G10 or chunks of carbon fiber and actually make like undetectable knives, and then use those to make Kydex, right?
Yeah,
so that way you have like a Kydex sheath, and you're selling the knife that you shape out of G10 or I think it'd be fun to mess with it. Just see if you can kind of knock one out. And the guy we had on here most recently, Wick Actual, he does that too. A lot of dudes take they'll take like, let's say, a Sharpie, and then they'll pull it, they'll remove all the guts, and then they'll put like boat what's the resin shit? What is it?
Like a marlin spike?
Yeah, like that. They'll I'm trying to think of the word. I'm drawing a blank. It's epoxy. So they'll take like boat epoxy, they'll fill it up with boat epoxy, and then they'll put a titanium or a G10 spike in it, and it's undetectable. Metal detectors won't hit it. It's not magnetic, so there's that. And then you just uncap it, and boom, you got a freaking stabby tool, right?
Yep.
But you can also just make a spike. Maybe not something hidden in a Sharpie like this. Maybe just make a spike, kind of whittle it, like put some shapes on it, like a banister does. Those kind of lines.
I know what you're talking about. Turn it on the lathe.
Yep, and then make some Kydex for that, man. You could do anything like that, man. You could have a hell of a business doing that.
I like the idea of the undetectable knives too. The project I started a while ago is I bought a bunch of like whatever resin or G10 knives from Amazon. I was I was gonna X-ray them to see if there was any metal inside them because I wouldn't trust like who's the company that makes them, like Cold Steel or whatever, to not put iron in there just to cover their own butt. But I don't know, one project turns into another, and I never did that. So I got a box full of undetectable knives in the garage.
Yeah.
Just,
Is it?
you know,
Did you ever get any of those butterfly knife undetectable
like the
Balisongs?
things? No, I did.
So
I got a couple spikes. I've got
those are dope.
Made some. I've got a couple of theirs, and then some other big company. I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a few companies out there that are making them. A lot more like individuals that are making them on like Instagram and just selling them through Instagram, and they're really reasonably priced. And I mean, dude, with a G10 spike, you can stab into a 2x4 with it. It's nuts. It will dull over time, right? But it's kind of, that's just one of the things when having an item like that. But before I forget, the Cold Steel Balisongs. So those are really, really freaking strong. They are completely like only high impact glass filled nylon polymer, whatever they are. I think they're like glass reinforced polymer, but they used to sell them for like 15 or 20 bucks. And then I think they stopped making them because like New York outlawed them, New Jersey outlawed them, like a bunch of places were outlawing them. And they got one that's double-edged serrated, and they got another one that's a Tonto. Dude, they're brutal.
I'm looking at one right now on their website. Yeah, that's freaking sweet. I didn't know that existed. Then it's $17.
That's it? There's still, dude, I would
man.
Grab both of them, man. You will not be disappointed. They are incredible. Incredible.
Do they sell it to be a trainer?
So they're both very sharp.
Okay.
So you could train with them, but you still got to be aware that, like, one, they don't swing like a real balisong because it's, polymer with polymer pins, right?
Sure.
And the weight isn't there to kind of swing it. So you got to really swing it with force. Well, they're still sharp. So if you're swinging it with force, it's
sure.
Yeah, I got them over there put away. I'd grab them and show everyone. Dude, the one GD Bacon, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming in, man. One of them, the way Cold Steel does their serrations, they've got like teeth, man. They're freaking brutal. And even the polymer, like, it will puncture your hand if you close it too fast, But I mean, it takes a high level of skill to roll around with a double-edged balisong anyway.
Yeah. So I have a couple of these. I didn't know they had as many of these polymer knives as they do. I ordered a couple of them from Amazon. Like I said, I've got I don't remember. I'm looking at their website right now. One FGX boot blade, but they've got a couple different ones. I don't remember which one I've got. Yeah. I got a ring dagger.
Dude, the boot blade is very, very. I mean, the penetrating power on that thing is nuts. It's solid.
It's a little flexible. I was kind of nervous that it wasn't gonna, but I guess I don't know. Like I said, I started the project and it sits in the garage in a box. But heck, man, they're $8.
Yeah, they're super cheap, and I mean, you think about it, they're throwaway knives,
right.
for utilitarian purposes, of course. If you, I saw one Wick Actual. He has, for practicing with his knives, he has a punching bag that's just laying on the ground. So he'll go up with a G10 knife and just be like, and just go to town and show him, like, hey, like, you can use this shit to stab, it works. Ceramic knife for the win. Ceramic knives are great, but they're brittle. They can shatter.
I remember seeing ceramic knives at like Target, like cooking knives. I've never seen
Yep.
it like a tactical ceramic knife, but I bet you
So
it's super duper sharp.
here's an interesting thing, and this could also be a spin too. A lot of companies are doing this. Even Wick Actual, it's just fresh in my mind because we had him on the show. A lot of companies have been taking look at what are the most popular kitchen knives that are like of good quality that are available at like every Walmart, every Target, every whatever, and then make Kydex rigs for those.
Oh
And that
yeah,
way, when people are traveling all around the country or even all around the world, they can go to any Walmart and grab a throwaway kitchen knife that they can put in a Kydex rig and actually carry it on their belt.
good idea.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cool things like low key, like 007 type shit like that.
I dig that. I dig it.
I
Mini
knew you
chains.
would.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna have to start getting into that. All right, I'm gonna get my my rivet set, my rivet punch. Get
Yeah,
started on.
I think you would do really well with that, man. Your skills, like, dude, your skills with Kydex are like undeniable, bro. Like, take out my 43X, put it right in there, bam.
Yeah.
Look at that bad boy. I know with the
long boy.
it looks odd. Oh, here,
There you go.
put it in there. Boom. Look at that.
Sweet.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have your Deadpool 43X. Yeah, dude. I love it. I think you did an excellent job. Retention is perfect. The how high or how low rather it sits is great. We talked about that because when you're not like super fit, yeah, I don't exactly have the washboard abs that I did. It's really helpful to have the gun sitting a little bit lower, but still not be too low. Like you could still draw it quickly and get a good grip on it and draw it quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
Whose holsters were I have seen holsters that carried too low, and maybe I made them myself when I was trying to figure things out. Yeah, you can get it too low. You can't get a good grasp on it.
Yeah.
But it's like a paradox because like the lower you go, the more concealed it is because it's like, I mean, where do you have the better propensity to conceal stuff? Well, obviously inside your pants. Like the more that's out of your pants, the more that's susceptible to being seen when you raise your arms or twist a certain way and you get a butt of a gun. So you draw that line of balance, and I think I do an okay job. But like there's other people who do it too. I got my idea. I straight up ripped the idea off of fat guy holsters.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're not the first one to carry it really low either. Your JM4 does that.
Yeah. And it's important to note too that not every JM4 does that, and even some of the other holster companies that are doing that. You got to kind of, for people out there that are going to be like shopping around. Number one, I would say find the Sickest Nick on Instagram. I think you said it was what, Sickest _ Nick or the _ Sickest _ Nick.
Yep, 2 underscores.
Okay, so the _ Sickest _ Nick.
Yes.
So find him on Instagram. I guarantee you, it would be in your best, interest to shop him first before going out to these other companies that'll charge you $200 for an appendix rig. It'd be more affordable. It'd also be, I mean, he's going to spend the time to, craft something, beautiful like this.
Custom made takes longer.
Yeah, man, it's so freaking worth it though, man. It's super cool. Yeah, hell yeah. Too Many Choices says Glock numbers are ridiculous. So there's a reason that they're ridiculous.
Like the model numbers?
Yeah.
Yes.
The original one was because that was Glock's 17th patent. For the longest time I thought that Glock 17 holds 17 rounds of the magazine, so therefore that must be why it's a 17. But it was total happenstance. Like it had
Right.
nothing to do with that.
It makes sense. You realize that the Glock 48 doesn't hold 48 rounds.
I know, right? And it's like, hold on, but the Glock 31, the Glock 1, yeah, it's like you start doing math.
The Glock 40 isn't even a 40 caliber.
Right? Yeah, it's crazy. There's like, I think they lost that kind of, because like the Glock 18 wasn't their 18th patent, right? The Glock 19 wasn't their 19th patent because that timing doesn't add up, right? Because the Glock 19 wasn't after the 17, and then there's they couldn't jump to a 26th patent, right? So I think from what I've been told, there are things that are like internal that they, while they're developing it, they have conversations about things that we probably wouldn't even fucking notice at all, and then they're like, oh, haha, the centimeter of the whatever it is, something stupid as shit, and then they're like, let's call it the 48. It's stupid Americans, they'll never know, Yeah, but
car companies used to make it really simple to figure out what was going on with that. Like BMW, like, oh, the 328 or the 318 or the 528. It was like, oh, it's a 5 Series with a 2.8 liter motor. But like,
yeah,
they're all screwing around. BMW went from odd numbers to even numbers, and Audi went from even numbers to odd numbers, and I don't know.
Yeah, man, they switched everything up.
Yeah. But I think they're all up each other's butts over there in Germany anyway. Like, car companies are all like, there's Audi, BMW, and Mercedes, and they all take turns ripping each other off. And the gun world is, SIG and HK and Glock, and they don't all rip each other off, but they definitely start vying for the same market segment. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you guys will be surprised out there. You're going to see other things come out. So, like, for an example, you're going to see things come out where it may be mixing something that you're super comfortable with and you're a little uncomfortable with. So, like, for an example, a SIG 320 has a removable fire control group that is the firearm. What would you guys do if you guys found a Glock that was available for production purchase that had a removable fire control group?
It'd be
you
awesome.
guys would probably be like, what? Like, that's crazy. I don't know if I'm down with that. Like, that changes Glock's, like, so like when Gen 5 came along, I started looking into like, well, what's the difference? Like, why is Gen 5 different? Okay, so the finger groove thing and like the front cocking serrations and whatever, but internally, what's different? And I found that they took quite possibly the most geometrically sound part of the Glock internals, which is the cruciform in the back, and they said, hey, let's break that and turn that into 2 pieces. It's like, well, what the fuck? Why would you ever do that? Come to find out, the reason they did that is because, I don't even really want to say this out loud because I know that the ATF watches. Hey, guys. So the Gen 3 Glock internals can take a switch. They can take a full auto switch, and anybody can, like, very easily, they say it. I don't believe it's very easy at all to manufacture a switch like that. But Black Diamond Guns and Gear, what's up, brother?
Hey.
They
what's up, Josh?
Yeah, man, the Joshes are awesome.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. Good to see you guys in here, man. It's dope when the people that I watch end up in the stream. Like, it's cool shit.
Right.
Yeah, so basically they said, okay, well, the Gen 3 can be very easily converted into a machine gun. So if we take the cruciform and break it into 2 separate pieces, where it has to directly depress the second piece of it, then if a switch was riding up on this piece right here, it's not going to be able to disengage the whatchamacallit, the sear. So they changed that for that reason, which I think it's kind of a vagina move, but whatever. It's their business. They get to do what they want. I was
They
more
want
so upset to hear it. What's that?
I said they want their government money.
Yep,
It's
that's true.
or whoever else.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
they want their government cheese, so they're gonna toe the line.
yeah, man. Definitely very, very vagina stuff. But
Yeah.
you're right. They have so many fucking. I mean, God, could you imagine like if you took a list of like every government agency that carries Glocks?
Yeah,
Like,
right. Local and state police
yeah,
units. It's a ton. It's an
yeah,
absolute ton.
yeah, it's nuts, man. I have been seeing a lot more Glocks that. So like I'll randomly see, and I think they just YouTube thinks I'm like a sick bastard. So it's like, check out this shooting, check out this shooting, check out this police shooting. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like, how fucked up do you think I am? All right, I'll watch it. Fuck it.
Right. You'll watch it.
Yeah, I know, I do. And I've been seeing like, all right, so cops are rocking like, Glocks with like red dots on it, with +5 Strike Industries extensions, with like they're making a lot of modifications to their firearms. I actually saw a cop rocking a Glock 17 with a Magpul 21 rounder, and I was
That's
like,
it.
holy shit!
Hmm.
I haven't seen these out in the field like that. Obviously, I've seen factory Glock
Yeah,
mags.
right.
Usually, they make them carry factory. Like, even if back in when I was at the gun shop, we would do modifications for the. There were 2 local police agencies. We would do shit for them all the time. I had to rock set all of their muzzle brakes when they switched to suppressed ARs. So when they were switching over to the suppressors that they switched over to, um, I had to literally go through and rock set all of their muzzle brakes so they could take the QD suppressors. And they said that one of the agencies was so particular that even if you upgraded to night sights, that it had to be Glock OEM night sights. If you changed to a 3.5 pound connector, it had to
Right.
be a factory Glock OEM 3.5 pound connector. They wouldn't allow aftermarket shit.
It's interesting. To some degree, I get that, because if you start adding other people's parts, then you warranties or whatever aside, you've got reliability, at least potentially reliability issues.
Yeah.
I've heard of those Glock Magpul mags breaking. I've not broken one myself yet. I used to carry one in my 19 because it was a little bit
Mhm.
lighter weight. They're more cost effective. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. When you've got, I don't know, police departments or whatever, I don't know. I think that the stakes are a little bit higher. I can see why they wouldn't want mags.
Yeah.
Fights, that's a little bit extreme.
That's why I was so surprised to see. The first thing I was shocked at was the Strike Industries +5 base plate. I was like, whoa, like y'all just letting them do whatever the fuck,
So like,
and the guy had an aim-point acro on it.
but Strike is not exactly like, it's not operator tier stuff. It's not high end hoity toity finger out, pinky out stuff. You know what I mean?
Some stuff. So I
Yeah.
I believed that. Oh yeah, my print's done. Fuck yeah. Um, I'll show you guys in a second. So, funny thing is, every time I saw anything Strike Industries, I was just like, I think the first thing I saw was like a hand stop and like a couple things in that like weird ass like lever safety, and I was like, man, Strike is just not a company for me. So I was like
Sure.
avoiding and just saying like, man, I don't fuck with Strike Industries at all, and I
Mhm.
avoided like all of their Glock shit, right? Dude, I totally missed the boat. Their strike frame is like
Yes.
remarkable, right? So I
I
ended
have.
up getting one, and
Yep.
then their strike barrels with the spiral fluting. Dude,
Mhm.
I got 2 of those now, and I finally have 2 of their strike slides. They are freaking solid, dude. Solid.
I don't have a slide or a barrel. I have a lower. It's missing an upper. It needs to be. I built the lower and I had an upper on it, and
You have a
I
strike frame?
Yeah.
Dude, hell yeah.
And my barrel of goodies over here. There.
Nice, dude. Is
It
it
is the most
is it
ergonomic.
gray?
Yeah, it's gray.
Oh, dude, you're so lucky.
Most ergonomic frame I've ever held. It's perfect. I love
Right?
it.
Okay, so depending on your budget, even if you did it slowly, I can help you find some of the best prices. Yeah, Kurt says Dark's like, want to sell it? um,
No.
dude, and you may want to after this. People are selling those frames for $600 to $800.
Wow. Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad I got one when I did.
yeah, they discontinued them, man.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, but you will be able to purchase one again soon because months and months ago, Strike Industries pulled out from their agreement with Polymer 80, and they because you can see the jig is the same, the rails
Oh
are
yeah.
the same,
100%.
the same as most other or same as the other P80s,
Yep.
but the when they pulled out, they said we're going to go to 100% firearms instead of the 80% lowers. So
Oh,
they're going to come out with they have so they have some arc slides and some light slides, which are the two slides that they produced, and they have a certain number of those, and they will never, ever, ever again for the rest of forever ever make them again. So the same thing that happened with those strike lowers going to $4, $5, $6, $7, $800, whatever people will pay, right? It's just
sure.
it's a game of fair market value.
Yeah.
Same thing is going to happen to their slides and their barrels. So I could find you a strike slide for anywhere from $200 to $250, and I could find you a strike barrel for anywhere around $150 to $200.
That's not
Which
hateful.
Yeah, it's not like terrible prices, but once you get it in your hand, you're going to be like, "Oh my god." And of course, if you would rather, I could get you a P80 kit from 1776 right now with a P80 frame, with a RMR cut window cut slide, a gold titanium nitride barrel that's cut right at the flush cut and crowned, a True Shot lower parts kit, which is the closest thing you can get to an OEM LPK, a slide parts kit, and a Zafiri Precision Magwell for $380.
Dang.
It's almost $800 worth of shit for $380. They're trying to get rid of all of their inventory before the deadline.
Okay, that's
Either
good. That's a great deal.
Strike is where it's at. I love those.
Yep. I put together an AR lower a few years back with just a basic. It's not mil spec, but their basic lower parts kit with the trigger and everything. The Strike Industries stock, whatever the GI trigger, is the smoothest GI AR trigger I've ever felt. It's amazing. It's not
nice. I actually haven't tried it.
Geisley or Timney good, but it's as far as GI triggers go, it's great. It's better than the nickel boron BCM trigger that they sell. It's better than a Rock River. I was truly surprised. I thought it was just going to be a trigger, but I was impressed.
Hell yeah. I'll check that out. I didn't know. I think so far the best one that I've personally tried was just a straight up run of the mill GI trigger that was when you pull the trigger you're like, whoa, what happened? Did I install that correctly? Johnny Wasser, what's up, man? Good to see you. So CMMG, just a basic ass CMMG trigger was I was blown away.
Huh. Cool.
Super light, super crispy.
I don't have any trigger time on CMMG. Not anything built, not their factory stuff. I would like to. It just hasn't happened.
It's good
I know
shit,
they've
man.
got a good reputation.
Yeah, it's good shit. I think they've done a good job of like elevating their the perception of their company, but also like actually elevating the quality of their company too.
Okay.
Yeah, it a lot of times you find companies that are, they'll work with like YouTubers, they'll work with like other companies, they'll have people pump their shit, but in the end, it's just kind of like a pig with lipstick on it, or
Yep.
like a polished turd. But I would say that CMMG, like if you get behind like a Banshee or a Resolute, like, oh,
Mhm.
that thing is fire.
Awesome. That's
Yeah,
cool.
man.
I don't
Look
own
at
a
this.
single factory AR. And one of these days I should change that.
What, say it
Maybe
again?
I said I don't own a single factory AR. All the ones I have I've built. So maybe I
Yeah.
should change it with the CMMG. I don't know.
It's funny you say that. I also don't have like a shit. Maybe the only factory rifle that I own, and I have a decent collection, um,
Mhm.
is an AK. Oh no, so I have an AK and a SIG, but even the SIG isn't an AR. It's the 5.56. They call it the 5.5X series. It's like the
Yeah,
5.52.
sure.
Yep, yep. I got one of those. It's a
550.
yeah, yeah. It's an
Yeah.
SPR. It's the 10-inch 5.56 SWAT SPR. That thing's sick.
That's
But
cool.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, one of the only like I also don't have like a complete rifle that you just buy serialized and whatnot.
Right.
And I was like, man, you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna go grab an LWRC like M6 IC, like a fucking baller ass rifle, and just say fuck it.
Mhm.
Because I also don't own a 16.5-inch AR either.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
I do. I own one. It's it was a pre-built lower and a pre-built upper. It was a PSA upper. I don't remember who built the lower. ABC Armory. You ever heard of them? They were selling them at the local range. It's
Yeah, no,
okay. It's a backup AR. It's a I'm glad I have it, and I don't
yeah.
shoot it very much.
Well, so it's funny you say that. I do believe everyone should have backup ARs,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and I would like to say that today I got something in the mail that oh man, I can't show it yet, and I can't say anything yet. But let's just say it's something AR-ish that I'm gonna like do a little of this, a little of that, a little ting 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 ting, and a little bit of this, and then you guys may see very soon something that's beautiful. Fuck, I can't say anything. God damn it. Just wait, just wait. You guys will see it. Just a real quick hello to Safe Flying Live. What's up, brother? Chinamemba. And we got Red Dot Riddle. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Scott D. Pugnificent, man. Good to see you. All you guys, man. Great, great group of folks we got here. And I may be a little Mark Tucker. Okay, so ALG triggers. Do you have any experience with those?
I do not.
Dude, you have any AKs?
I used to have an AK. I had an AK-74. I bought it at
What?
the wrong time though. Yeah, it was a great rifle. Ammo dried up. I bought it. Ooh, I bought it when Obama was president, and not long after I bought it, he embargoed the 7 and 6 coming in from Russia. So
Yeah.
then ammo was nearly impossible to find. I shot most of what I had, and then I sold it to buy something else.
Yeah, yeah. We all do it, man. I've sold a gang of shit, man. It's just like
Don't you
moving
wish you could
forward.
have half of it back? Like some of the
Dude,
stuff you is probably true crap. I know that mine is. And like, I don't want that junk back. But like some of the stuff you let go because you wanted something else, or I went through financial difficulties at one point in my life and sold a bunch of stuff. Like, man, if I could
yeah,
have half of it back, I'd never let it go again. But then maybe
you
you would.
know, I I regret a bunch of stuff that I sold. One two specifically that come to mind. One, there was a company called Wiselight, and Wiselight for a short period of time was making AKs, and it was one of those companies that were like, I can make, custom AKs out of like all handmade shit, like handmade, bent steel hand guards that are like fucking like custom made and welded and like, like they went like way over the top, man. They would like, if I can find some of their stuff, let me see if I can, Wise Light AK. I bought okay. So this, I cannot believe I just found this shit. Okay, hang on. So this thing right here, I bought one of these, but it was an underfolder. Hold on, where is it? There it is. So you see how small this thing is, right? So
teeny.
They
it looks like an old school Scorpion.
Yeah, it's small as fuck. Like it's crazy small. And they did this really weird thing where they made like the muzzle brake was a Navy 3-lug adapter with a fake can welded to it, and it was an underfolder, and they customized the underfolder to fall like right down to the that weird custom handguard. And
that's cool.
I was gonna SBR it because it's like shit, somebody could just hack off the welds on the fake can, and then I could have a micro underfolder. And I bought it at the time for the guy had it for like $7.99 at a gun show, and I ended up selling something else like a Glock that I sold for I don't know like $500. Ended up buying it for like $650. And then I sold it for like $9 something just because I stumbled into the right situation. And I thought I was like, man, what a great fucking deal. Dude, so those gas blocks, those are custom made. They're ghost ring sights that are like HK style. They did HK like Navy style 3-lug brakes on them, which is really weird on an AK, but it worked. And I really regret that, man, because you can't find them. Like they're so freaking just,
I've never
remarkably difficult. Let me see if I can find.
That's pretty cool, though. It's teeny.
Yeah, man, it's crazy tiny. Here's one that's got like an A2 bird cage. So that's weird. So this one actually has like a standard AK
Sight.
sight block. Now, if you guys will see this here, this gentleman has not fully inserted his magazine. Please do not be like him, because he will make a mistake. You can also experience something called maglock when you install an AK magazine in incorrectly. Okay, here's another Wise Light. So that's a
what's up with that device? Is that threads?
It kind of looks like a bolt,
No, it kind of does. That's weird.
Crazy. Maybe it was unthreaded and they just machined it to look all crazy.
Maybe.
That's crazy. But that has, so this is set up like mine. That actually has the hinged top cover with the Picatinny rail on it. And it's got the MP5 style front sight block there.
And the ever-present 249 grip. Oh, they've got one on that too. Okay.
Yep. Which, of course, the first thing I did was I took that off and promptly threw it in the garbage. Man, those things are just so freaking terrible, dude.
For a long time, everybody was putting them on their AKs.
Yep, and their SKSs.
Yeah, you're right.
Tapco made them like.
Tapco.
Oh, that's a dope work right there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I missed it. Oh, shout out to Goonbeam, who
Yeah.
is in chat right now. If you guys don't know, Goonbeam sent a very special package. I've been making a video for his indestructible EDC. Oops. His indestructible EDC. This thing is 1,250 lumens and 85,000 candela.
Wow.
It's like nuts, right? But he was like, hey, because you're sacrificing this to the flashlight gods, and I'm like beating the dog shit out of it, I'm like having my daughter water it with a hose and, shit like that. He was like, I'm going to send you another one. And he sent one where the button lights up blue.
Oh, cool.
So, like, instead of the typical black, this one lights up blue, but when you turn it on, the blue turns off. It's hard to tell. Let me see. Hold on.
That's awesome.
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, and blue is the color of my logo. So, like, a bunch of companies, like, they do crazy shit, like, paint things like blue battle worn. Yeah. So, shout out to Goonbeam. Their fucking lights are nuts. Yeah, I love them. Jesus, this thing's crazy. Oh, and get this, his freaking his O-rings glow in the dark.
Oh, cool. All right, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, dang it.
I know, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm like the bad friend that's like, oh, bro, here's this thing. It's like,
please part with your money.
Yeah, right. I'll post the link in chat. And as you guys know, we are an affiliate with Goonbeam. So if you guys do choose to use this link and support,
maybe I do. Darn.
Yeah, it'll give a little support back to the channel. And he's probably got the dopest rifle light setup. That is just, I mean, it shits on the Streamlight TLR or ProTac or whatever it is.
Sure.
It's another light that's like 1,250 lumens at like 55,000 candela, and man, at like 100 yards, you could like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Check them out. They're awesome. And he literally fucking hand makes these motherfuckers himself. Like, I think his company has gotten a little bit bigger now to where he has other people doing stuff too, but yeah, they're handmade.
Looking at them now. Oh, the prices aren't bad. That's about going rate for a good flashlight.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, when he says like indestructible EDC light, I have not been able to break it, and I cannot wait till the day that I can release this video. I have just footage compiled of me just dropping it from like 6 feet in the air directly on the concrete. And
I'll take the challenge. I'm miserably rough on flashlights. So electrician in daily life, I carry a flashlight with me at work all the time. Dude, I'm always dropping them off ladders. Like I carry, what do I have right now? An O-light in the the button in the back is covered in like metal shavings because it's magnetic. I like the magnet because it, you can clip it on a bar joist in the ceiling while you're working, and you'd be hands-free light, but it always gets covered in like metal crap, and then it doesn't want to push. So I'll take the challenge.
That's a good point, man.
Yeah, I love the magnetic base. I don't know if that's an O-light exclusive thing, but it's useful.
Yeah, I think so. They're, because of their charging system, I know it's magnetic, but is it strong enough to like hold the flashlight to something metal?
100%. Yeah. So it's so strong that if I don't put it back in the pocket, it goes. If I just like toss it in my tool belt, I might be walking past something and it pulls out of my belt. So I lost my flashlight a couple weeks ago. I got called in on a Saturday to do a call, and let's see if I found the picture. I was in the panel room at this place, and I was using my light, and I got home. I was like, I don't have my freaking flashlight, and I went back on Monday, and it was stuck to the side of the panel.
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that was a selling point. The rest, it's an okay flashlight. They're not giving me any money to say that, and so I don't feel obligated to schlep for them. But I do like the magnet in the base of the flashlight. That's super useful to me.
Yeah, that's something that I haven't experienced in a as a feature in a flashlight. That's something maybe Goonbeam, if you're still out there, brother, if you could maybe see if that's something that you could possibly do without like compromising the guts of your flashlight, that would be awesome. Because like being able to stick it to like a car hood or like the wall of a safe or something like, dude, these holsters, the JM4 tactical holsters, take it out, stick it to your safe, done.
That's cool. I've seen on their advertisements they'll like clip it to the underneath of your car, whatever that piece of plastic is under your steering wheel. Maybe that's not the best place to hold your gun, but I like the ability to do that. I think that's kind of slick.
Yeah, just kind of having the ability to is definitely. How do you find a lost flashlight in the dark? That's a good question. My answer is having a second flashlight on you.
That's right.
I literally so I carry my my Goonbeam EDC, which like literally I could like, I mean that's the lowest setting and it's like a white freaking laser. It's crazy. Like lumens are dope, but Candela is like fucking king. Like this is like ridiculous. It God, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. So I keep the secondary light on myself, which is a Streamlight keychain. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little keychain. Like you could put it in your butthole if you needed to. I mean, don't do that, but you could. And this thing is pretty freaking bright for a little tiny keychain flashlight. Yeah. I think it's 325 lumens, which when you look back at like our old pistol lights, like my first TLR1 was like maybe sub 300 lumens.
Sure. Surefires were under that. I don't remember what they were, but they were like the big deal. Big xenon bulbs, and they were in for an hour. Yep.
Dude, it's nuts, man. It's everything has changed, and like, it's crazy. So I carry that, and then in my bag, I have my old EDC. So I'm like the weird guy that believes like you should always have the ability to arm or equip someone else.
Sure.
So I keep a secondary blade and a secondary flashlight. This is the Streamlight. Which one is this? This is the Streamlight Micro Stream. It is a USB charge. That other little one that I showed you is USB charged as well. And for so long, it's actually kind of funny. I was carrying this thing around. This is 250 lumens, so it's not super bright, but I mean it's really like all you need for like small small stuff. I didn't know you could actually click it because it's so hard to click it. So I would like literally be holding it like this, like, oh man, like when am I gonna be done? And then I had a buddy with the same light, and his wife had it, and she went like this, and she was like, "Here you go." He was like, "The fuck did you just do that?" And we found out that you could do that.
I carried a Streamlight Stylus Pro for a long time. That was my go-to flashlight because they were. I don't remember what the lumen output on that was. It was 2 AAAs, and when you lost one, it was like less than $20 on Amazon. You didn't feel bad about replacing it.
Yeah. I think they were pretty low. I think they're like 100 lumens.
Okay, so I quit carrying them because they eventually got to be not enough light.
Yeah,
I switched to Streamlight Pro Tac. I think that was around 300 lumens.
Yep. I think it was maybe 350.
That sounds right. I don't like CR123 batteries. I've gotten into acceptance of 18650s. They're rechargeable, but like again at work, AAAs, AA's are available every day and all day. You can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy a 50-pack of them. But if your 18650 dies, if you don't have a spare on you, which I do now, then your flashlight's done. I actually don't have 18650 spare. I've got CR123s. But the point is, you gotta prepare more. And I guess so. Like I'm trying to be a preparedness-minded individual. It's not such a big deal, but I don't know. It's just one more moving part. I try to like standardize on batteries. I got my meter runs on AAA's. My touch tester runs on AAA's. And so when I had a flashlight that ran on AAA's too, I just had one battery set. But
Yeah.
all that said, AAA's don't have nearly the lumen output you can get out of an 18650. It's a better battery by far.
I don't know, like I don't know of any device that uses those.
I don't either. Couldn't do
these use those, the 18650s. But so tell me this, and in my simple limited brain, the first thing I think of when I look at an 18650 and two CR123s is why can we not make something that takes 18650s and when the shit hits the fan, you can stack two CR123s and run it like that?
Right. I don't remember whose flashlight it was. It might have been a Streamlight. It would run on either one. What flashlight was that? It wasn't a no light. I'm thinking it was one of the older Streamlights. You could run it on either one. It was like it had like a telescoping sleeve inside it. So if you put the 123, no, it wasn't 120.
It wasn't like this one, was it?
No, it was bigger around than that.
Okay, so here's the crazy thing. So this is what I thought when I first got this. This takes it's a rechargeable battery, and when I pulled it out, what does that look like?
It looks like a little 18650. Is it a 10500?
Dude, I'm getting like crazy feedback. Was that my light? Say something.
Something.
Oh, dude.
Is that a 100 battery?
There's no way it could be causing that much feedback.
The light? That's weird.
I don't know. It's try to back out and come back in because it's garbling all your words.
How about now? Now?
It's still doing it. Yeah, it's coming. Let me try to mute you real quick. Here now.
Hello.
Still doing it. That's so bizarre.
Hang on a second.
Maybe.
Hello.
He's a robot fed. It does. It's very robotic sounding.
Interesting.
Are you using a mic or is it just like your laptop?
It's a mic. It's an Amazon mic.
See if the attachment got loose. Say something. Okay, now I got no audio. Sorry.
Hey, how about that? Ooh.
Oh, beautiful. There you go. Back. Okay. Sorry about that.
Plugged it back in, just like the test.
Everyone left the stream. I'm just kidding. We didn't lose anybody. Okay, so really quickly, Southern Partisan says, so much stuff I want, but things are getting real, and I need nods. This is very true, which I think should maybe possibly even bring us to our next segment, which is how extremely fucked up do you think the world is? I'm sorry. Give me your take on the current status of the United States.
Dude, I think we're at war. We just haven't started shooting yet. Like you take like, the extreme. I don't think you can even need to call it the extreme left anymore. It's like, I think if you're like, well, if you side with a political party, if you say I'm a Democrat or a Republican, then you're the problem. You're like, if you just align yourself with any political, oh, well, everybody else is stupid and I'm right. Well, no, you're the problem. But anyway, I get off on a hobby horse. There are the people who want to be protected and to allow the government to take our guns, and then there's everybody else who wants to be left alone. And the line between the two is getting closer and closer together, and eventually it's going to be like, two hot electric wires, and when they touch, kaboom, you're going to trip the breaker.
And remember, electricity jumps. So even before they touch, it could
get an arcing. Yep. So I think that's where we're at. we're not full blown at war yet, but we're basically just waiting to start shooting. But I don't think that we have to. I think we could come back from that, but I think as every day goes on, we are further away from being able to do that. This whole like, what's this HR bill called? 18 whatever that they're with
1808.
1808. There we go. And like, I suppose most people don't even have any idea that this is even a thing, but there seem like more people than there should be are more than happy to just give up rights that they have that they choose not to participate in, and it's okay with them because they're being taken care of. We're in trouble, man. Things are getting more expensive, and so here's a nut that I can't crack. Inflation is through the roof. Everything costs so much more money than it did even last year. But like, we're still building. Like everywhere you go, they're turning up more dirt for. It's probably mostly residences, housing, apartments, but also stores. Like I don't know if everything costs as much as it does. Where is the money coming from to build all this new crap? It's all being invented out of thin air. We are totally writing checks now that we know the future won't be able to cash, and we don't care. We just keep on doing it. It really boggles my mind to think like what's their thought? Or they realize that the future is so ruined that it doesn't matter because they're gonna laugh all the way to the bank while we shoot each other to pieces. I really don't know.
So that's an interesting outlook. I do think there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah,
so
I went on it, man.
No, dude, that's fucking great. I mean, that is like exactly that. That is what my channel is here to talk about, right? Like a lot of times, man, it's hard for me to sit back and just like smile because in the back of my mind, I'm like everyone in the world, but let's just say for the sake of what we're talking about here. Everyone, at least in the United States, is like 9 meals away from eating their neighbors. You know, we're not prepared for the level of just fucking hellacious conflict, unlike we've ever experienced in our life in the last century. Like even in like the first 2 world wars, I don't think it. I mean, maybe, but I don't think it had gotten as bad as I see it potentially getting bad in the future, or because these kids nowadays, even adults, people our age, like, if they lose AC or lose Wi-Fi for a day, they're fucking, they're going bananas. They can't handle it, right? We live off of devices. We live off of, like obviously consumerism and convenience, but like we live off of next day fucking delivery. We live off of like this tight little enclosed safe world of I can get anything I need and want like that, like literally 12 to 24 hours. But also, who is it coming from, right? Like, where does our water come from? Where does our food come from? Everything that we need to live is we're allowed to consume because of the government. And then you look at all the the biggest companies in the world, and the biggest companies are colluding with the government at the highest levels. So I don't trust anybody or anything. And the moment that I saw the fucking biggest, billionaires and whatever you want to call them, right? Like the elites. The moment that I saw elites,
naughty.
Yeah, once I saw the elites purchasing, as much like usable farmland as possible, I knew that was likely going to be the money that's going to become the
on it. So where I live, I'm in Ohio. But so there's this company, and they're not just in Ohio. It's called American Homes First, and it's rental houses. So the guy, it's one guy that owns a company, or it was for a while. I don't know if he's got shareholders now, But so his philosophy is go into a neighborhood, and I've started to see him in my own neighborhood. Buy as many houses as you can, and it doesn't matter what price. Just outbid the next guy. Doesn't matter if you overpay for these houses. You have enough of them in the neighborhood. You now raise the property value in the neighborhood, and you can charge whatever you want for rent. And that's exactly what the elites are doing with the farmland. Just
I'll tell you right now, I just had to get a new place, and you know, I told a bunch of people here that unfortunately my wife and I are separating, and tonight is a somber night because it is technically the first night that I am not living in the same house as my daughter, which is like fucking crazy to me. I can't believe it. But I mean, that's also their goal too. They want to, you know, eliminate as many independent families as they can.
Yeah,
you know, and I think the last, you know, 3 years that we've gone through, all the challenges we've gone through, like that is evidence that they want to break us psychologically, especially the family, right?
Yep.
And you know, but yeah, BlackRock, yeah. So looking at like BlackRock, looking at fucking Bill Gates, looking at you know, the Democratic Socialists of America, looking at you know, Vanguard, fucking Chinese investors, everyone that we've seen, you know, that are buying land and buying property, they're doing it because that will be the currency. And I'll tell you from firsthand, you know, right now, I am in a home that costs $2,000 a month. I just had to get a place that 2 years later that costs $2,500 a month, and we're talking within 2 years. That is a massive increase in rent in a market that's been riding a high for fucking 15 years.
Right.
You know, that just under 15 years. And we're supposed to have a market correction every decade, every 8 to 10 years, but we haven't. We haven't had that correction. So I think we're in like right around the corner. I think financially, economically speaking, we're all doomed. I think we are doomed financially. And I think from an actual conflict standpoint, I think we are gearing up for a conflict with other countries, plural.
We're proxy war with China right now. It's Russia and Ukraine. I know, like, people don't like that. I've said that a few times. People are like, "Nah, that's not the way it is." Like, it totally is. We're back in Ukraine. China and Russia are a little bit too friendly. They're trying out all kind of funky technology over there that is going to be deployed elsewhere. I'm sure you've seen on it's like YouTube and Instagram. That's all I do. So Instagram, like, the military is starting to paint all their vehicles back to woodland. No, we're not. We're done in the desert. We're going to go back to fighting in the woods.
I totally thought you were going to say that they're starting to paint everyone's nails, but sorry, go ahead.
Might be. If it was the Navy, I'd believe it.
Yeah.
Darn, I was going to say one other thing too.
They're painting all their vehicles back to woodland. They're done in the desert.
Yeah, we're done in the desert because we're going to be starting. We're fighting in Ukraine right now. We are. It's just called Ukraine, not America.
Yeah.
It was something prior to that.
I'm sorry, I totally threw you off.
It's okay. Oh, home values, or money.
Oh yeah, your guy was saying that like he's spiking up the property value because once you buy something overpriced, you run a they use tax records to run something. Yeah, they run comps.
Yep. I'm sure I'm not the only place they're doing this.
Yeah.
Our home, we bought this house in 2017, and it has gained $100,000 in value in 5 years. So, like, how do you figure that? Is it actually gone up, or is it like, oh, I know what I was going to say. The thing. Forget about the houses right now. The thing that nobody talks about anymore is the student loan default. It's been a while since I looked into it. The last time I tracked the number on the student loan default, it was like $1.2 trillion of defaulted student loans. That's a lot of money. People aren't going to college at the same rate they used to be, and we're actually starting to see colleges close their doors. When all these government guaranteed loans stop being issued, then where does it send us? I don't have an answer for that. I just $1.2 trillion is a lot of money in default, like default, as in they're not going to pay it back, except it's a government loan, so somebody's going to pay it back, right? Like
Yeah.
if you default on your student loans, your kids are responsible to pay it back. If
Yeah.
they like seriously, you die with student loan debt, then your kids inherit that.
There was a Netflix doc about some cult back in the 70s that took over a city. Government just through sheer influx of population. Some argue it was a psyop to make people abhor that good idea. Chuck Norris Gun Club says, I bought raw land, no money to build on it yet. I would set up your garden ASAP. Start doing worm casting, start working on your soil, plant some indeterminate tomatoes, plant some strawberries, plant some garlic, depending on how much land you have, plant trees, go to fucking work, man. Like, you know, set up your land to be able to provide for you. And there's so, dude, you could literally, if you plant some like solid local heirloom tomatoes that are indeterminate, you could literally take your tomato plant and grab the top of it and put it down in soil, rainbow shape, and plant that shit, and it'll pop up with another one, dude. They're crazy. I got 40 fucking more than 40 tomatoes sitting on a tree right now, just ready to fucking go. And
yeah, man,
it's crazy.
I didn't plant a garden this year. I was busy in the springtime, but I got a bunch of volunteer tomatoes from last year. And I every time I go out to let the dogs out or whatever, I'll pick tomatoes and eat them. There's nothing better than a vine ripe tomato out of your own backyard. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, there's something like that's like so, I don't know, so special. Like right now is the first time I'm getting strawberries that are actually turning red and that are actually like full size. And I wasn't getting the full amount because I'm doing them in like buckets essentially, and you know, very large pots because I'm renting currently. So I was like, man, I can't just do a raised bed like that. My cucumbers and lettuce and all that shit died already. So I just did not. I planted it in an area where like I could have watered it 3 or 4 times a day, and it was in such direct sunlight that it just cooked it. Or the red clay out here just did not bode well with it, and it just couldn't stand up to it. My soil eats everything. I can literally fertilize it and fucking put down grass seed and weeds will pop up. It's just like it'll eat everything I put down on it. So I started messing around with Farmer James. What's up, brother? He says I need a deal on a couple of holsters. Farmer James, hit up the Sickest Nick on Instagram. Sorry, give him your Instagram again.
_Sickest_Nick. Happy to hook you up, man.
Hell yeah. Here, I'll put it right here. Yes.
I have never had good luck growing plants in a bucket either. Like you said, there's so much need for water because the sun bakes it all out of there. You don't have a ground worth of reservoir for it.
Yeah. And they max out. You get to a point where like, so right now those tomatoes on there, I think that they're not fully ripened yet because the roots cannot grow anymore.
Sure.
They're independent tomatoes that just keep growing.
So you're going to get like one tomato because it's going to sit there and struggle all year. And then by the time the weather starts changing, it's going to freak out and go, oh my God, I need to reproduce. And it's going to put one big tomato on, and that's all you get. Yeah,
no, man. I will say I've gotten, what's up, Techno? I have gotten like, Stephen David, what's up, brother? Oh, potatoes. Yes, potatoes are excellent in buckets. And they're really, they're great like placeholders for meals. So like it'll give you enough of what you need to fill your stomach to feel like you're eating. That gives you like just enough nutrition to be able to go get food, you know. Also, you can do things like if you have kids, you can do things like French fries, you know, with literally just a fire and oil and salt. And if you guys don't have like seasoning in your kit, definitely get seasoning. Dude, I'm the guy that fucking steals like those little like clear saran wrap like coffee things and like salts and peppers and like jellies and like hot sauce and little ketchup packet type shit. Like I got everything. I just snatched that shit.
Yep. One thing, so we buy stuff in bulk. We put stuff in pantry, and a couple years ago we had a like the Morton salt thing from the store. Not is it Morton? Anyway, so we just stuck that in the pantry, and it's damp enough in there that by the time we pulled the salt out, it was like one big salt cube. So now we stick it in a Ziploc bag and stick it in there. So, but salt is cheap. Like that whole thing was like, I don't know, a couple bucks.
Yeah.
You buy 2 or 3 of those things, and that's plenty of salt to get you through rough times.
Oh yeah.
And like you say, like as far as seasoning is concerned, yeah, I like to chef it up in the kitchen, cook stuff. I like not every meal is going to be gourmet, but you might as well do the best you can. But
yeah,
like just some salt makes a potato really good.
Yeah.
Like to boil a potato and eat it, it's like, yeah, you're right. It's sustenance. It's enough to get you through till you find meat. But you put some salt on it, it starts tasting pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's a game changer, man. And remember, if you guys are going to stock things like salt in your kit, get iodized salt because it's important that your body gets iodine. And on that note too, it's important that in this current situation with the current climate that we're in, that you guys may want to get some potassium iodide tablets, which is could keep you from dying of radiation poisoning if we end up in like a full out fucking kinetic nuclear war. Which I think they want. I think they actually want that. Like you think about it, they already got all their bunkers, they got all their security, they got all their backup plans, all their contingency plans. They're straight.
I think that, boy, I don't know. You certainly do look at the way the world is going right now.
It's a pistol stand.
Yeah, cool.
I wanted to try this out to see my settings. All right, let's check it out.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Okay, so
is that PEI, that print bed?
No, it's actually just a magnetic bed.
Huh.
And look at that. The P80 Ralph logo came out well with his Olight on the Glock right there. So that is a straight. Oh, you got the PEI?
I do.
Nice.
Flex. Dude, this print surface is awesome. If I'm patient like you were and you don't go rush to pull your fresh print off the bed, I don't even have to pull it off and flex it. It just comes right off.
Dude, that's crazy.
Good print.
Yeah, this is yeah, I'm gonna have to print a few of these, man, because I may, depending on what time we get off tonight, I may even go over to my new place and check it out, because I'm gonna be setting up like all my frames, I'm gonna have a new streaming area. I may have a couple new streaming areas, and it'd be cool to have some oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at this. Hold on. It may be cool to have some stuff in the background, just kind of sitting up like that. Woo! Woo, doggy. I think what I'm going to do, there's a firearm that I can't show anyone yet that is the most beautiful color. You guys know me. You know what my favorite color is. I'm not going to say, but there may be something that I'm going to hang up on my wall. And I'm also planning on hanging up my my Chrome AK on the wall, and then have like shelves with like a bunch of frames and pistols sitting up and all that. So yeah, but my settings have come so far, dude. It's so much cleaner than it used to be. Like, it's crazy. Sorry.
That's cool. Hey, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I hope that's not
you're good, man.
Unacceptable on your show. I'll be right back.
And I'll take that moment to just chat with everyone in chat real quick. Corn Pop's Revenge, what's up, brother? Adam Bomb, what up? So I am. So actually, Evan Budzinski sent me money for. He said, "Man, I want to see this blue filament." So I'm getting some blue Duramic PLA Plus. This really beautiful filament, and let me mute that cuckoo clock. So I'll be printing some stuff thanks to Evan Budzinski in the blue Duramic, and I'm going to be doing some prints. Somebody just shot me over a already fucking pre-sliced, ready to go mac and cheese lower, which I'm going to use for a very specific project. Which, man, that's going to be nuts. But this is the dope thing about printing. Like, it gives you the capability of taking something that's like an old, outdated like Mac 11 and making a fucking brand new, modern, like new age PDW of an old ass Mac 11 kit. So we got some game changing shit that we're doing with 3D printing. I'm excited about it. No, Mr. Nick, you must poop your pants out of respect for the chat members.
So I was thinking about that as I was walking out there. Like, you listen to these like really long form podcasts. You like the Rogans and the Jockos and those dudes. Like, it's not uncommon for a 5-hour podcast to go like, I don't think I can go 5 hours without having to take a leak. Like,
dude,
you drink the energy drink, so you're sharp, and like, but the caffeine makes you have to pee. I'm impressed. I don't know if they like give each other catheters before they start recording or what. It's impressive.
Well, so you think about it, most of those aren't done live,
Yeah.
right? So I'd say 99.9% of the time, I'll do streams for 1, 2, sometimes 3 hours, sometimes even more. But and I won't piss. And I don't like think about it like, oh my god, I gotta piss. Sometimes there's been some times where I'm like, oh my god, like I just gotta fucking go, guys. Sorry, but yeah, weird thing. It's like until I stand up after stream, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta piss right now. Yeah, UAV here, adult diapers. Dude, I know I'm like sucking his dick, but dude, UAV Hero has been like, we've been talking and shit, and he'll hit me up and he'll shoot me some pictures of his like recent projects. Dude, his fucking prints are like, how did you do this? Like, they're like, I swear to God, they look like they're coming right out of an injection molding machine. That's like just crazy, man. The most beautiful, flawless prints. It's nuts.
I haven't gotten my finesse down yet. I'm happy that I'm making functional stuff.
Hell yeah.
What's the trick? You just turn the speed down?
So I think it's a lot of tricks that amount to, slight changes in the end, right? So you may do something that adds a little bit of speed, but then do something that, reduces the speed, and then do something that, so it kind of balances out over time. I went through my settings with Invader Zip recently. He's the creator of the Arc 2.0. Have you seen the Arc before? Okay, so he's a hell of a developer, and he's really, really skilled with 3D printing. And I've been super blessed. I've had like some of the like most skilled dudes, like the guys from 1776 Supply Co. Just a lot of awesome people like P.D. Ralph. I've even had conversations with Print Shoot Repeat, with Booligan, with all these awesome ass dudes that just will sit there and help me. And Invader Zip was like, let's go back through your settings. I think you're kind of missing some things. And we went back through. I started printing magwells for my P80s. Holy shit, dude. I'm like, how could I not print like this before? I went to take off the, so one of the bad things with Prusa Slicer versus Cura is Prusa Slicer, you have to be, at least the way I've seen it, and I may be wrong, there may be some ways that I just may be missing things, but with Cura, you could just hit organic tree supports, adjust your settings, and boom, right, you're good. With Prusa, you have to be a little bit more purposeful with you know, the way you're doing supports, you have to alter more in your settings. And I started printing these magwells that are freaking solid, man. I literally pulled off all the support and it just peeled right the fuck off. And the magwell was like in perfect condition, and I just installed the shit. It was like, oh my fucking god.
Do you run a Prusa printer?
I do not have a Prusa printer. I have an Ender 3, a standard ass Ender 3.
Yep. Have you done anything to it?
Aside from replacing the thermistor, no, nothing. Which that's a joke because my printer was down for like 6 months due to I was just constantly getting thermal runaways, and then I fucked with the thermistor. I thought if I like fucked with it, saw that it wasn't broken, and reinstalled it, that it just may be okay. Sure. It wasn't. I was still getting thermal runaways, which basically means it'll heat up, and when it gets past a certain temperature, it just goes, and it doesn't shut up until you turn it off and restart it. And it's terrible. I don't wish that upon anyone, but it totally took the confidence away from me for printing. It was like, man, I got a couple, you know, printed frames, and like that's it. And I finally fixed the thermistor. UAV Hero and Come Out in PLA, two awesome fucking dudes in the community, both sent me new thermistors. One of them, UAV Hero, sent me a new freaking, a complete upgraded hot end, which I have not installed yet, but I did not know that this was an upgraded hot end. I do now. I figured it was special because it was like all anodized in pretty colors and shit, but I was like, shit, man. But yeah, so aside from working on that and literally going from the motherboard to the fucking hot end twice, I've not done anything to it.
Fair enough. I've gotten super lucky with mine. The only thing I've done is put a new print bed on it. I'm still running the out of the box brass nozzle. Like I haven't even. Yeah, I don't know how I've gotten so lucky, but I have. I've got a micro Swiss stainless nozzle in my desk drawer that I'm waiting to need, but I don't like fixing stuff that ain't broke.
So what this funny thing, guys. So before we went live, Nick pulled out a Glock, and my printer was burned in the background, and we started talking about it. And he was like, "Hey, I got a printer," and he pulled out a printed Glock, and I was like, "Oh, that's dope." And he literally wrote with Sharpie on it like the specs and like the date that he printed it. You could probably, if you want to pop off that slide, you could show the frame.
All right, hang on.
Have you fired that?
I have.
Okay, so funny thing, guys, I want you all to notice that he printed this at 50% infill, which I've never seen a Glock not printed in 100% infill.
I just wanted to see what would happen. I figured, like, so if you're running 5 lines per wall, I mean, there's not much that's not going to be there. You got an inner wall and an outer wall, so there's 10 lines of PLA. How much infill is there actually going to be now in the heel of it? Yeah, and I do have some layer unadhesion right there, so it's not perfect.
Yeah,
but let's see, what did I shoot? It wasn't a full box. I think I shot 25 rounds. It was 124 NATO, so it was hot stuff.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, I put all my crap on there so I could remember what it was and adjust the settings next time.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's
I mean, I think
PLA Plus. I like the gold color. I don't know. Like I printed a black one.
Is that eSun or what kind of filament is that?
Yep, it's eSun. There's the box.
Nice. I have no idea how I knew that was eSun. This is my most recent print. So this is my most recent print.
That's really clean.
I'm just joking. This is actually a Lone Wolf frame. No, so this is my one of my most recent prints.
That looks good.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, you can still see the layer lines in it. You know, especially with black. You know, it's hard to not see the layer lines. But I mean, it came out clean. It's a Mav 9. The Mav 9 gives you the magwell in the file, and it's. I mean, there is some. This was before I updated my settings, so like, it's interesting though. Like the duramic filament is a matte filament, so it's supposed to be like almost no shine.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been getting a lot of shine, and people are asking like, well, is it wet? And it's so the room I'm in now is my gun room, so it's kept at below 70 degrees and
Mm-hmm.
below 50% humidity always, because
Right.
for my guns, for filament, for all that shit. And that may not be quite enough for filament, but you know,
What temperature are you printing it at?
this was 200.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna say maybe it's printing too hot, but no.
Yeah, I considered that. I was thinking I may adjust it. Yeah, Craig. So if that would be valid if it wasn't. So it says print 210 to 225, and I'm printing it 195 to 2. So because Craig said the same thing, shine means you're printing too hot. So then I started looking at that, and I started thinking like, I was talking to Zip. He's like, that's not fucking duramic. I was like, no, bro, literally, look at the fucking spool up there. It's it's duramic, and I showed him, and he's like, dude, I have no idea why that's so. Because if you look at the filament itself.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like that matte color, like zero shine. So I don't know. Maybe
Have you got layer adhesion fine on that?
yeah, it's solid. Like
Okay.
I try to break it, and it doesn't break. Right now, what I'm working on with black is especially difficult, but I did this one rails up. I did two other ones rails down. I can't show the frames because they're part of an exclusive drop, but the rails down is interesting because I'm coming from like a print with like fucking perfect internals, right? When it's rails up to a print that's like pretty on the outside and like blah, like fucking disgusting on the inside. So it's like I don't know. Yeah. I'm not going to say that I claim rails up or rails down one way or another. I will say that I see the benefits in both.
I have not printed rails down yet. I printed rails up. I printed at like a 45-degree angle, like this direction. And this is the first one I printed, and I printed it flat. So this is the same, but it's the Chairman 1 stipple package.
Okay. Yeah.
I printed it flat.
How did that work out?
Figured out my my support settings. So I printed the supports at this like 20% infill, and I could not get enough support out of the inside, and I couldn't get it pulled off the stippling on the outside either. So
I've actually had Chairman on a couple times. He's a good dude.
I would like to meet him.
Well, I could arrange it. As a matter of fact, if you'd like, what we could do is on his new drop that's coming out soon, I could introduce you guys, and you could actually make a Chairman 1 holster.
Hell yeah. Sweet.
Like that way, like you could have him market it to the 3D community, like his new V3 or whatever it is. I think it's the V3 frame, and say like, look, if you guys are looking for holsters for the new V3 frame, hit up the Sickest Nick. He's already got the files and all that shit.
Sweet. Yeah, it'd be awesome. That'd be really cool.
And one thing you could do, what's up, Shooting Guy New England? Good to see you, brother.
Hey.
One thing you could do is, so if when you're taking into consideration like this is going to be a Glock that's built by people, some may have a red dot, some may not have a red dot. Some may use suppressor height sights, some may not use suppressor height sights. Some may use a very rounded slide that's like a bar of soap. Some may use a very blocky slide that's like the Patmos slide. So it's like, how could you kind of account for those things? And I think that could kind of like stretch like your, you know, it could polish your skills on like the, because I don't know how you would kind of prepare for all things like that.
Yeah. So what I've been doing is like I try to account for like the thickest and biggest piece that could possibly go on it. So it's not a Patmos, but it's a guy local to me, Rocky Brass, has a real chunky Glock 19 slide, and I've got my Hollow Sun on that. So when I do a holster for a gun with an optic, I'll put that on my Glock 19 and use that as the template.
Nice.
It's worked so far. I haven't the rock slide. So I put a rock slide on that printed upper or lower.
Yeah.
And so rock slide's got real tapered edges, and I can't when I've used the rock slide to form a holster, nothing else fits in it. So I learned early on I can't use the rock slide. Now, the rock slide will fit in another holster because there's less mass to it, but because it's narrower, like at the top, you can't use the rock slide as a template for another holster. Even a regular stock Glock 19 won't fit in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. And I don't know how the fuck you did it, man, but I think one of the things you did, I don't know if you did it on purpose or on accident, but it's fucking genius. By you leaving just that piece open on the trigger guard, like you're allowing me to use both factory Glocks and P80s in this holster. And it's do you remember what kind of Glock did you use for the was it a blue gun or what was it?
No, it was my Gen 4 Glock 19 with that Rocky Brass slide.
That's what it is. Because P80s have additional thickness because of the full Picatinny rail, as opposed to like a standard. That frame. Yeah, just the single line. Well, this one has two. This is the Lone Wolf slide. But I can literally just throw in a P80 with any kind. Actually, my probably most like famous. Fuck it. Let me see if I can bust it out. Hang on. So there's a build that I got. So this is what I was carrying before I got the Cerakote work done. Yeah. This is what I was carrying in it without the light. But it's a Patmos slide, and it's a P80 frame, and it is it's got suppressor height sights, and it's got the Swamp Fox red dot, and it's a very blocky slide and a very blocky frame, and it fits it like a champ. Now with the magwell in there, I mean I wouldn't carry it for 24/7 like I do the 43X because it's big, you know.
And heavy.
Yeah, it's definitely not light, but it makes it carrying a large gun like that easier. That's awesome. It's cool that I can say, okay, I'll take this out and then say, okay, screw it, I'm going to switch over to the factory 19 and throw that thing in there, you know.
So this is the slide I used. So again, Rocky Brass is the brand. I think he makes them himself, but I'm not sure. But it's very square and very blocky. I don't even have sights on it. It's a template, which is, I don't know, maybe I'm wasting it, but that's the slide that I used.
It's perfect.
Yeah. And then so keeping the trigger guard open on the back is a design. I like the aesthetic of it, especially on a Glock because they've got that flat trigger guard in the back. So I've been doing that simply because I like the style. This is an early on holster that I built for myself, but I think that the holster coming up flush with the back of the trigger guard is a clean look.
Yeah.
I also take a lot of consideration. How much am I supposed to be showing of this stuff? I also like to take a lot of consideration of how it feels when you draw, you get that like ring finger knuckle. So people like Glock knuckle. Well, you get like holster knuckle too. So if you've got, am I on camera? If you've got a bunch more plastic over here where the trigger guard
bumps it.
Yeah, so then you've got a lot harder time getting your hand on it. Like less Kydex here equals a better grip when you're drawing.
Yeah.
You know, you can draw with your thumb over the slide and then transition to a better grip once you've got it out. But I think that's not ideal. You want to have as much of the grip you're going to have on the gun when you draw it as you can. So
yeah.
That's why I did that. It's an added bonus that it works for the Polymer 80.
Yeah, dude. I think it's. I told the guy that made that other crazy $200 rig I showed you. I called him and I was like, bro, this guy's a genius. Like, you need to do stuff like this. He was like, damn, it's a good idea. But since we were on the topic of strikes earlier, this is a
that's beautiful
custom blue battle worn Arcane Tactical Strike 80 frame with the custom stippling. He literally did every single line, and he taped it off and then Cerakoted it afterwards. It's got so a lot of people talk shit about the red pin, but these are strike pins, and the strike pins have a red rear pin, so I like to show it off. It's got the strike barrel, so it's got the spiral fluted barrel, strike slide, strike sights, strike magwell, strike everything, and it's so cool. Like the shapes and like on the barrel, it's like recessed and says Strike Industries on it. It's cool shit, man. It's
I like it.
I'll keep you posted and let you know if I can find holster ASMR. That's true. And somebody said, DLD, is there any other way to order a holster other than IG? Some people are banned for life.
Oh, I see. I'll give you let's see. Hit me up on Gmail. The email address, best one would be gunsplaining@gmail.com. Hit me up there.
GUNSPLAINING at Gmail.
At Gmail. Yep, like mansplaining, but with guns.
Beautiful. I just sent it. So you guys can place orders at, and honestly, I would say, like, do this. Just kind of like, we talked about, reach out to 1776. Just talk to them, have a conversation, like start a relationship with them. Same kind of thing. Hit up Nick, start a conversation, just build a relationship with him, and then you guys can talk about what you want, what you need. If he can do it, then great. I'm sure he'll give you a deal. He'll give you the DLD deal. And and he'll take good care of you.
I haven't said no to anybody yet. Eventually somebody's going to throw something at me that like I just can't do, but it hasn't happened yet.
I was thinking, actually, I was going to hit you up and ask if you could do a thigh rig for my AK pistol. I was like, maybe I'll hold off on that. Actually, funny enough, so that's kind of a joke, but how crazy do you think it would be? This may have to be like a very specific situation to be able to do this, but I have one of the Jay Duffy. What's up, brother? Is that Honest Outlaw without his glasses? He does kind of look like Honest Outlaw. That's funny.
Take it as a compliment.
Yeah. Need a Chungus shoulder rig. Ooh, that's you could actually do Kydex shoulder rigs with nylon straps, but I don't know if he's that's a lot of work. I don't know if he's willing to dive into that challenge.
The first holster I ever built, like years ago, before I started doing the pocket holster thing, was I was determined to have a chest rig for myself. Not like you've seen like the is it Kenai Designs? Who makes like the chest rig for the big like Ruger Red Hawks? But I wanted something like a Glock 26 or a Glock 19 that I could wear under a fleece when I was, outside in the wintertime.
Yeah, it's
Is it Kenai?
Kanai.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Kanai, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah.
So the idea of a chest or a shoulder rig is not dead. Maybe I have to revisit that.
I think it could probably be simplified even further. Like you could probably set something up that's just simply crossbody. Like a single strap crossbody.
Sure.
That may move around too much, but
Remember the old school like World War II pilot's holster for like
yeah,
a 11?
yeah.
Maybe
See,
something like that.
that would be dope. What I was thinking of asking you was, I have a small little, like a registered AOW,
Mhm.
and it's the Serbu Super Shorty with a 6.5-inch barrel, the 12 gauge. I was thinking, how fucking dope would it be if I had a thigh rig?
That would be pretty cool. You'd be like Woody Harrelson in Zombieland with his mare's leg.
Yes, exactly. Only I would only have 3 bullets in the gun. Real quick, so Flying Rich, what's up, brother? DLD After Dark, Mrs. Flying Rich says hello. Tell her I said hello, and glad to see you guys are hanging out at midnight together. Look at that, man. That's romantic. Thank you for the super chat, brother. And Stephen David with a super chat. Thank you. He says, appreciate you guys. Good stuff tonight. Thank you. And while all this was happening, thank both of you for the super chats. You guys are awesome. While this was happening, G23 actually said, if Nick is interested, he can come on my live stream sometime and talk about his company.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So
Sweet.
That's some more business for you. I'll introduce you to Chairman Juan, so you guys can talk, about getting something together. And there was one other thing that I was thinking of. After Dark, DNL Invader. Oh, dude. Okay. So Digital Nimbus Labs developed something called the Invader PDW. Have you ever heard of that?
I don't know if I have or not. If I saw a picture, I'd be able to tell you.
I'll pull it up real quick. So the Invader PDW is basically you take a Glock and you convert it to a PDW. Some of them are terrible. Some of them are beautiful. So I'm going to show you some of the beautiful ones. Oh, man. Some of these remixes are fucking terrible. Jesus. Sorry. Okay. Let me move this. And and again, shout out to Kurt24, man. Thank you for the PayPal, brother. I appreciate you guys so much for the super chats, man. But a lot of times, I don't really want to fuel the beast of YouTube. Like YouTube hates us. They hate us. So if you guys
percent, right?
What's
Every
that?
time they take 30%.
A little more.
Yeah.
They're taking about half. Once you factor in, like, yeah, I mean, you're probably looking at a little less than half, which is crazy.
That hurt.
That's kind of one of the things I was starting to mention earlier. I got a little sidetracked. I do that to myself time to time. Sorry. But basically, a lot of people were telling me, like, dude, Dark, share your Cash App and share your PayPal. And for like the first year and some change, I didn't. But man, I finally did, and it was such a game changer to be like, holy shit! Like, YouTube didn't get any of it. It came directly to me, and it came immediately, and it's so much better. So if you guys are interested in supporting that way too, that would be dope. But again, don't feel obligated to. It's just an option for those who do choose to. So this is the Invader PDW.
Okay.
This is essentially, it's like you would basically have to use the secondary magazine spot as the retention point.
Yep. Sure enough.
Yeah, and So this is dope because the brace is actually spring activated.
It
So
looks.
you push the button and it shoots
Yep.
out.
Who's the company that makes one of those? Like a legit one.
So the company that makes like the real one is Flux.
That's right. Yeah,
The Flux Reader.
expensive.
Yep. So he was like, "Fuck that! I want to make that shit myself."
That's pretty cool.
Let me see. Oh, I think this is Ralph's. Yeah. So this is Ralph's. No, that's Nimbus. Sorry. This is Chairman One's personal one.
Sure enough.
Yep. If you ever see that TLR that's painted, he actually painted that. So if you ever see a post and like mysteriously you don't know whose it is,
It's his.
the
stippling looks like his work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did the stippling on the Invader.
I'm surprised he doesn't have that front stippled too.
That's true that. Yeah, he's oh, and the 320.
The brace stippled. Yes, man. I love it.
Right. Okay, so here's a CAD drawing. This is like, oh, that's the 21. That's the 21. So
okay, that's clean.
Oh fuck, I don't know if I can say it. Oh man, I'm not used to like people bringing me into stuff before it's released. So I'm like, oh dude, you guys, oh shit, I can't say it. Like, you guys have no freaking idea how bad I just want to grab this thing and just show you. God damn.
In trouble.
I know, man. It's soon enough, like probably within the next like 3 business days, I will be able to show you guys something like so freaking cool that you won't believe it. Oh man. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that so the Sickest Nick, we connected and I saw some of his work and we talked and he was like, yeah dude, I'll just send you some shit. And I was like, what? Fuck yeah. So he did, and I loved it. And I loved, like, I mean, obviously he's a cool dude. He's one of us. Like, it's just something that we need to do better as a community is support each other. And, we could go support Galco. We could go support freaking T-Rex Arms. We can go support, whoever. And that's cool. But, supporting, like, one of the homies that's just, like, literally going to make your holster by hand in his crib, like that's the kind of support we need to do. Like when you 3D print a firearm and you buy the hardware kit from the developer to support them, that's the kind of shit we need to do. So if you guys are in the market for a holster, take the opportunity to hit up the Sickest Nick, ask him, hey, can you make this type of holster? He can make pocket holsters, inside the waistband holsters. And honestly, with the type of work you've been doing, man, I would say you could probably start doing like some duty level shit that's pretty solid.
I've around with it a little bit. So here's my prototype. Well, there's a Glock 19 in it. I stuck it because, I don't know, because I had one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is outside the waistband dead? I don't think so.
I mean, so what I would do, no, but what I would do is A, keep working on shit like that, but B, make the attachment points on the background, like, let's say one model is Blackhawk pattern compatible and another model is Safariland compatible.
Yep.
Dude, they could throw their shit on their thigh rig, their drop leg holster, their hip, their battle belt, or whatever, and it's your holster, but you're making it compatible with their shit. I think that would be a really cool way to kind of, step in there.
I think so too. The Blackhawks and the Safarilands have been out there forever.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of legacy hardware that's going to go away.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, you know how I said this holster can hold a factory Glock or a P80? It can also hold a Strike 80 perfectly. Literally.
There. Yes. So the Strike 80 is a harder frame to holster for. It's wider in spots than a polymer 80. I
is
a couple holsters looking for one, and I ordered a polymer 80 holster and thinking that the Strike would fit, and if you cram it in there, but because like the takedown pins up front are wider here than they are in a polymer 80, and well, actually all the pins. So that's what holds it off. If you take that compared to, am I going to get you in trouble showing this stuff?
We'll be all right.
Okay. So like, well, it's got a light on it, so maybe it's harder to see. But like damn it. All right, hold on.
Maybe here, I'll give you a full screen.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so the Strike 80 has wider points up front on the pins than does the polymer 80. There we go. So,
is that a blue titanium?
Yes, sir.
Dude, you are one of us.
Heck yeah, man. So because of that, if you order a polymer 80 holster from a lot of companies, the Strike 80 doesn't fit in it. And I only found that out by doing it the hard way. That's
yeah.
On that.
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of some like minor fitting issues can be fixed in the privacy of your own home with a heat gun
of warmth,
or even a hair dryer.
Mm-hmm.
I bought this hair dryer to use specifically on frame droop, and then I got a heat gun today because of reasons. So I need to let you guys know something. I told you guys that losing P80s would be like the end for me. Like that's like the line in the sand. And the ability to build P80s is not going anywhere, right? You guys will always be able to build P80s until the day that like something crazy happens where they pass actual legislation that says any home built firearms are, felonious activities, and you're, doomed to, decades of butt rape. If you do that, then, we may be at that point. Who knows, right? By then, it would be a straight up kinetic warfare if we got to that point. But
that will start shooting 100%.
Yeah. So I wanted to find a way to get involved to where I could actually take part in keeping frames and all of that stuff into people's hands. And I got with some people, and I'm moving the ball forward on some things that are going to be pretty big in the community, and I'm excited to be able to one day, very soon, tell you guys all about all of that stuff. But just keep an eye out, because you'll be seeing DLD stuff with DLD's name on it coming out with a hyper focus on keeping frames and the ability to build P80s in the hands of the people. And I'm committed to it, and I can't really say shit else, which is why this is so weird. But just know that I am 100% committed to it, and yeah.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. And I saw a couple comments. I want to make sure I didn't miss. Please say you hair dry melted something. I did not, actually. I hair dry fixed my Strike frame droop, which, there's that. which is not easy, man, because like you got a Cerakoted frame and you start changing the shape of a frame with Cerakoted paint on it. Like you just gotta, be easy with it. But you can. That's my thing. You can change anything. You can do anything. You can alter anything. You can build anything. Like you are the only one that is stopping you from building whatever the fuck you want.
You can build anything like this. So I don't know the holster thing. Like, don't buy a holster for me if you don't want to. Go build yourself one. Like, it's anything is. Buy a freaking 3D printer. I was scared to death of a 3D printer before I got one. Like, I thought like that's way too much computing power for an idiot like me. No, I'm
Yep.
a Neanderthal, but you anybody can print something. Anybody can make their own holster, can make their own gun. It's not hard. It's like take a little bit of patience, but it's all doable. It's all possible.
Oh yeah.
There's and no matter what kind of legislation they pass, there's no you can't stop people from being creative in their garages.
Actually, this is a good point. Have you ever considered venturing into PWEDC holsters? PWEDC. It's have you ever heard that term before?
I have. I can't tell you what it is.
So PWEDC was something that just kind of like with over the last, like, I don't know, let's say 10 or so years, with the amount of government overreach that's been taking place, PWEDC has become more popular. It's called Prison Wallet Everyday Carry. Funny enough, we actually have DLD patches that are PWEDC with like the X-ray of a guy, like of a body with a revolver in the colon.
And on your something or another.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the God Pocket carry. As Ting Ting calls it, it's the God Pocket.
Jail purse.
Yes. You guys can put whatever in your butt that you want to, but I don't recommend it. And from straight from Tack Knives USA, which by the way, use code DARK, you get 20% off. The little glowy blue OTF, bink. Look at that little guy. That's perfect for your butt.
You fart and open it up.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so you guys are also going to see that there's a new release from Tack Knives that may have been for me. And with everything blue, I got blue Glocks, literally like 4 or 5. Shit, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got like 6 blue Glocks, a blue carbine, the blue pistol caliber carbine. Oh fuck, that TLR is on. My gun's safe.
Well, there's $10 worth of batteries.
Yeah, I know, right? Damn it. Motherfucker. Good thing I got a fucking case of Surefire CR123s.
That helps.
Yeah, so you may see on Tack Knives USA that they came out with it may not be active yet, but it is, the moment you guys see it, you'll be like, oh my God, like this is definitely Dark's, it's for Dark. So seeing all this cool shit, like, the Sickest Nick made the glowy blue basket weave holster, the Goon Beam glowy blue flashlight button, the glowy blue Tack Knives, the glowy blue Arcane Tactical. I mean, dude, the glowy blue 1776 gun. There's so much shit. It's so fucking cool, man. I love it, and it's honoring the channel. But what it's really doing is it's honoring the viewers, like you guys. Like the community is what like has brought all this to like be what it is. Like I used to be a dude that would just like be on stream and I would crack a blue chem light on stream, and like now it's like actually like alive. It's got a mind of its own. So yeah. So before we cut the stream, anything else you want to add? Anything else you can, oh motherfucker, anything else you can think of? Or
We've talked about so much stuff, varying things.
I know, man.
Yeah. The sky is the limit when you come to your own personal life. Like, do whatever. Plant a garden, plant some trees. build a gun, build a holster for the gun you built.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
there's a proverb. Speaking of growing stuff, the proverb says the society grows rich when old men plant trees under whose shade they know they will never sit.
Mm,
You know, we don't plant a lot of trees these days, and I'm speaking figuratively, like a tree hugger or whatever. But that's not what I'm
yeah.
talking. So
No, that's an excellent point, man. It's selfless acts that
right,
do something that contributes to others, and it's
we might
also
be getting ready to go to war with somebody, and that's a very serious thing. But until rounds start whizzing over your head, we got time to make the world a little bit better. You might as well do it.
yeah. If there was a caliber out there that was like the only homosexual caliber that existed, what do you think it would be?
I don't know. It may or may not be the one that's on the screen right now.
Oh, ayo.
Well,
No. What are your true thoughts on 40 Smith and Wesson?
um, I don't have a problem with 40 Smith and Wesson.
Moving along. Just kidding. Sorry.
Not for me. So ballistics these days don't give you a whole lot more with 40 than you get with 9mm, depending on the load. You get fewer rounds in the magazine, and you've got a more violent recoiling pistol. Which okay, so like we're all men, we can handle the recoil, but the guns do shoot themselves apart a little bit faster than a 9mm does.
Interesting.
If 40 was cheaper than 9, like significantly cheaper, I'd probably be shooting it at the range. But ammo's all expensive these days. I don't have a problem with it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, we kind of have this little like vendetta. We go back and forth on each other, like making fun of 40 and 9mm. You know, in the end, like if like let's say I invited like some of my friends over, like if I had friends, and and they came over and you know they were all carrying 40 cal Glocks. Let's just throw that out there. I wouldn't be upset. I'd be glad that they're carrying a firearm.
Sure.
It'd be even better if they built it. And you know, it's not my preference, but it's also not my preference because I have fucking 24 9mm Glocks.
There's that
So,
too. I don't own a 40 right now, and but I own a bunch of 9s. A lot of my really good friends locally are like the American built 1911 45 ACP crowd. They're FUDs,
you know,
my age. And you know, they make fun of me for carrying a Glock, or sometimes I carry an HK. Like, why do you want that German junk chambered in 9mm? Like, well, twice as many rounds as you, and it weighs less.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, okay, so all the jokes about Glocks being ugly or whatever, but man, they function. They do fine.
I'll do ugly all day.
That's right.
All if there is a utilitarian advantage and a you know a self-preservation advantage, I will do ugly all day. I'd carry one of those 4-barrel Cop 357 Derringers. You know, those are actually kind of pretty. But
Yeah, I remember those.
yeah, those even had some movie debuts as well. It was in the original Bad Boys. It was in. It's been in a few movies.
Okay.
I'm sure if I looked in like the IMDb stuff, I'd find a whole bunch of shit that gun's been in. But so here's the thing that you can tell your friends when they're like, you know, don't you want shit that's made in America? You know, ask them if they know the country of origin of the actual frame and slide and barrel of the gun that they're carrying.
Yeah, right.
I think you'd be surprised. I think they'd be surprised that the slide, the barrel, and the frame may not have been made in the U.S. It may be assembled and stamped in the U.S., but a lot of that shit is coming from other countries, man.
Yeah, you're right. It's like going back to the cars thing again. So I've got an F-150 right now, but I'm a Tundra guy. Like I'd miss my Tundra. And
Fuck yeah, Toyotas are the shit, man.
Yeah, like why don't you buy an American-made truck? Well, like my Tundra was built in America. Like there's more American parts on my Toyota than there are on your F-150.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a lot of that stuff was made in Mexico. Whether that's good or bad is irrelevant. The point is, if you want an American-built vehicle, well, even one that's got an American name on it doesn't have a lot of American parts.
Yep.
Really blows their mind when I carry my American built Glock 43.
What do you mean American built?
It's in the other room. It's my Glock 43 was built in Smyrna, Georgia. They've got a plant here. They don't make a ton of guns in Georgia.
Oh yeah. Yep. Nice.
Yeah, so it's stamped USA. Like, wow, mind blown.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I think I kind of miss the times where like you could just bring in like Russian Saiga AKs and like it was cool. I I don't want it to sound like I'm saying that shit coming from other countries is bad, right? Like, of course, I do want to, if I had it my way, I would love to, help stimulate the health of this country. But I think so much other stuff has to happen for us to get to a healthier point, other than just the economy, right?
For sure.
That's a piece of it, but like psychologically, we're all fucking broken inside,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if we could go back and say, hey, you know what, I want, I want a 1911 that's all American built. Well,
You can get it.
instead of that $600 Springfield mil spec, you're gonna have to shell out, $1,200 on a Kimber, and guess what? Their slide and barrel wasn't made in the U.S.
So you're looking, a lot more than that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Ed
But
Brown. I bet you Ed Brown is made. Well, I don't know. Or Wilson Combat.
yeah,
Not all made in America. I bet you.
yep.
I don't know. I don't have any trigger time on one of those.
Yeah, I'd have to look into it. I'm actually not sure, but you're right, man. It's it's all a scam anyway.
Right.
Anyway, dude, I so appreciate you coming on the show. Just kind of being able to chill, hang out, and stuff like that. I really want to encourage everyone to please go to Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram, go make one while we're talking, because a handful of people have been like, "Hey, I don't have Instagram." If you were banned, that's okay. You can still email him. But if you were banned, you earned the right to email him. You're a person of true freedom and independence if you're banned from Instagram. But hit him up on Instagram. Follow him, like the last 10 of his pictures. Send him a message and just be like, "Hey, what's up? I want to get a holster for a 17, a 19, a 33, Glock 33, which is a 26 and 357 SIG.
There you go.
Too many choices. I'm going to be building one soon after I'm done with this crazy ass thing that I can't show you guys yet. Just wait.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be for a contest. And show them some love, man. And even if you're not ready for a holster now, just hit him up and kind of chat with him and see what you guys can put together and go from there. And any closing remarks for you?
Oh man, no, I've said a lot. You've said a lot. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, I'll close out the stream the same way I do every single time. I've never closed a stream without it. Rule number 1 is be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That little 2-second interaction of you and somebody else where you are kind could have a massive impact on their life. Live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. A hand that's open to give is open to receive, right? So the more you bless others, you'll become blessed as well. Don't give for giving, right? Don't give for the purpose of giving, or don't give for the purpose of getting, but that's kind of how the world works. You give and you get. We also know that the only way for us to defeat evil is for good men to be skilled in violence. So make sure that you are becoming as highly skilled in violence that you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, I'll close this out. the Sickest Nick. Sick Nick, thank you so much for coming on. And
Thanks.
we'll catch you guys on the flip side.